how much tobacco can one person smoke? Well, apparently quite a bit. This morning at 7 o'clock, it was 84 degrees and moving up fast as far as the temperature is concerned. So, I taught my baby lesson. I teach the baby to swim. And I said, okay, I'm going to do my floors. People think because I have a big house that I have a lot of money or something, but the reason I don't have any money is because I have a big house. I bought the house at the wrong time when they were loaning too much money to people, and so as a result, I got in that crunch of where you own a house you can't afford 10 years later, and what are you going to do? You can't sell it for what you will want and stuff. But anyway, so it has a lot of floors. So I said, today I'm going to do floors because the rain, the guy on the, I swear the guy on the television never said a word about a rainstorm. So I'd mopped a few of the floors and I'm getting ready to put down this wax. Well, the wax that I use, which is a horrible wax, but anyway, it has to be, it's a great wax. It's so shiny and beautiful that you don't use anything else. But anyway, it needs to be nice and dry. So it was nice and hot this morning. I said, all right, so the floor is dried with the water, and then I said I'll put the wax on. And put down the coat of wax, and I went outside, and because it takes about 2 hours in between to dry. So I went outside, and I weed eated it, and in the middle of my weed eating, a clap of thunder, and then this. It's raining out of nowhere. I know I tell you guys all the time that if you don't like the weather in Kansas, you just have to wait a little while and it fixes itself. Well, it fixed it, didn't it? Of course, now my floors are dry and white. I didn't get my weed eating done, but I'm not concerned about that. I just stopped what I was doing, put everything up, and when this thunder and rain started, I was out there doing a rain dance, you know, the one where you just let the rain come down. And my neighbors think I'm probably insane, but I also noticed that they were sitting on their porches too, watching it. You know, it's noon now, and it's the temperatures. We're back down to the 80s again already, at least. We've actually got a little breeze, so I'm glad I did the rainstorm when it first, or the rain dance early, because I would be freezing by now. But we've had about 20-30 minutes of this already, and so it's been wonderful. The thing is I've been smoking my tobacco cigarettes from the start of the storm because I've been sitting out here just watching the storm go by. And so, oh, this is one of my meerschaums, and I'm going to hope to get another light out of that, but I'm probably not going to get much more. It is a deep bowl, so there's still some in there. SMS. Notice the beautiful color though on that. Of course, now don't notice how burnt my bowl is. Yes, I know, but it's the Bic's fault. It's the Bic's fault. But you know, you don't get this kind of color on your meerschaum from it just sitting in your cabinet. This thing is, and you can tell, well smoked, got a wonderful cake in it. And you don't really need cake in a meerschaum, but I'm kind of glad this one has it in there, because as much as I smoke 4 or 5 of them, I have 3 or 4 that I smoke a lot. And then I have more that I don't smoke, and then I got some that I don't smoke at all because they're just too damn pretty, and I don't want to mess them up. And that's silly to have a pipe you don't smoke. So sooner or later, and I've gotten rid of tons of pipes of my own. I went through that. I didn't have PAD like a lot of you guys did, you know, because I was able to get pipes from the time I was young. Really, I mean, from the time you were 12, you could buy cigarettes when I was growing up. You were expected to buy cigarettes by the time you were 14. Between the train and the wind and the rain. It's pouring on me. Feels so good, but I'd already done my rain dance. I don't need to get wet again. It's so nice not to be talking to you guys and trying to sell you something. I'm glad the pipe cells are done. Pretty much, it's you know, you have to review. Whoops! I'm sorry, did I hurt you? Are you okay? I didn't mean to slam you on the table like that. You can make it? Okay. I'm sorry. In this one, I'm smoking, oh, I had this great big ceramic container of HH Mature Virginia. And it has to be from 2009, 2010, I'm not sure. But, you know, when you open it up, there's the foil package inside with some big cutting. So now I've got to figure out what to do with that. I'll probably have to send some around and sale or some. Of course, that's lattice. I always called it beehive. To me, it was always a beehive. And then I got corrected on that. Selling those pipes. We're gonna have to go in. Well, this was just a nice thunderstorm, isn't it? If you guys can stay up for a while, watch out, it's gonna rain on us. This meerschaum smokes like a champ, man. Meerschaum smoke different than briars do. And I know people think pipes and pipes and pipes and pipes. Those are not pipe smokers. Those are people that own pipes. A meerschaum smokes different. I always think that this soul and the soul of a briar are two different types of soul. This one's very aerated and kind. It's a kind pipe. It smooths that smoke and it cools that smoke enough that it's just, you just get nice flavor, you know. And like I said, this is, I'm sure they call this a calabash or something like that. I don't know. I'll tell you, when I was doing the pipe sales, I got so confused on what size and shape pipes are. I mean, you know, they were a pot or a setter, or, you know, we just didn't have as many choices. I mean, and so we got used to calling 4 or 5 different kinds of pipes, shapes, one pipe shape. The Rhodesians. I kept calling them bulldogs, but that's because, you know, a lot of times I was just looking at the bowl as I was trying just to send them on through the camera. But yeah, I know a bulldog has a square shank. I do know that. Rhodesian. There, I've made up for all the times I called a Rhodesian a bulldog. Sorry. And then, I don't know a lot about, it's going to be thunder here and lightning here, so it's going to be hard to talk. The first pipe I got to play with was a Medico. So I did, I mean, I got Medicos and I got Dr. Graybows and stuff like that, but I didn't get a lot of experience with them. And not because, it wasn't because they weren't available. It's because my first years of buying pipes was directed by my dad, you know. And so when you've got someone who is a pipe person directing you how you do your PAD, how you collect your pipes and what you're collecting, and explains the value, and you learn early on from meeting different makers, you know, you get their pipes when they're still in their learning stages. And I kind of, you know, I know my, and you know, it's not only me. I know that there was other people that grew up just like I did, where they got a chance to see different makers, different process of the tobacco stuff. I just don't see them on YouTube very much. I don't know if they just don't talk about it or what, because I do go and watch a lot of the tobacco growers, and I love watching them be so excited about their plants and stuff, because we were, you know, when we would go to Grandma and Grandpa's, you know, and the fields were like in bloom, and they were out there picking the blooms because they don't want those plants to produce seeds and stuff, you know. So, you know, we'd go through and we'd see the fields with the little white flowers, and we grew up thinking, oh no, you know, we got to get up there and you know, they need to be getting those picked off and stuff like that. So it was kind of a different way when you grow up around the tobacco itself. And as far as you know, like I say, I've always told the story about burley and what is my take on burley, you know, because everybody has reviews on this and that. So I always gave my review on burley, and I always have said that it makes a really cute little skirt, and the tops make great hats. Because when we were growing up, those big bottom leaves always got cut off first, and they were usually a little dirty. They were the protective leaves, and so the field hands, they would go cut those off first, and they would lay them on pallets that were out there, or whatever it was that they were using at the time. It always smelled a little ammonia, because you know, them laying against each other and fermenting, you know, had it. But as kids, once they were limp, you know, they were perfect, because on every farm, you know, just like farms grow old cars, well, farms always grow lots of strings and wire and stuff around there. So we could take, you know, string that we would find, and we would tie them together and make us a dress out of it. And you know, we were little, so you know, sometimes it would be formals, you know, because you just had to have them tied, the stems tied together to reach the ground. And then we would always go break a top off of the plants, which we got in trouble for, but not really, because they didn't care. But we'd take that little top off, and that top, if you plucked it upside down on your head, it made this perfect little crown type cone thing. So my impression of burley has always been, well, you know, it's a little sandy, but you know, once you wash the dirt off, it makes a really cute skirt. But we don't have people to talk about, those of us, my sister, going to the warehouses and things like that. It's kind of sad. Oh well, this wasn't supposed to be sad. It was supposed to be sitting in a storm. Happy, happy, joy, joy. You know I'm watching you.